Good afternoon, I'm Raylene Ramsey. This is your afternoon news fix for Monday, the 4th of November. About 2,000 intermediate students will take part in a trial program to accelerate their maths skills. The government's announced it will test the scheme in the first two terms of next year for a group of Year 7 and 8 students behind in their learning. Political reporter Demelza Jackson has more.
Education Minister Erica Stanford says the trial will use small group tutoring and supervised online tuition for 30 minutes up to 4 times a week. It's expected to cost around $2 million and the results will be used to determine how the program might be scaled up for Term 3.
A man's appeared in court charged with murder after a woman was fatally stabbed in West Auckland's Glen Eden last night. Police say she was attacked at a Brandon Road property shortly after 11 p.m. Jacob Jones reports.
The 33-year-old man was remanded in custody and has interim name suppression. He will reappear in court later this month. The man made no comment as he stood in the dock wearing a blue boiler suit.
A woman struck by a car as she walked her dog in Levin yesterday was found seriously injured on the roadside. The 54-year-old was hit on Heatherley East Road about 4:30 p.m. and discovered by motorists nearly an hour later. A motorist at the scene indicated they saw tyre marks where the woman was being treated. She'll undergo surgery today. The dog is still missing. US presidential candidate Donald Trump's held his third rally of the day, 2 days before the election. His Georgia speech continued his anti-immigrant rhetoric, including proposing the death penalty for migrants who kill an American. He's also claimed he shouldn't have left the White House after the 2020 election, which he's never conceded. CNN's Christen Holmes says his supporters worry his tendency to go off topic could cost him the election.
I had one ally say to me, how hard is it to go out there and just say, Kamala Harris broke it, I'm going to fix it?
A medical centre GP registrar failed to establish a woman was pregnant before inserting a Jadel contraceptive device. Reports found the woman's rights were breached after her realisation she was pregnant when it was fitted. It was removed a month later and an apology letter sent. Health and Disability Commissioner Rose Wall says it highlights the importance of reliable services. She concluded the registrar didn't clearly establish whether the woman could be pregnant or offer her a test. More uncertainty about Wellington's social housing. Kaingaora has only now removed all tenants from its 117-unit Dixon Street flats closed 2 years ago. It says it hasn't decided on the building's future, but Newstalk ZB has revealed it's considering selling. Green spokesperson MP Tamitha Paul says it's one of many paused, stalled or cancelled Kaingaora projects.
It represents a major decline in public housing in Wellington. There is a really high demand and all we're seeing is building after building after building closing down.
In sport, Powernet rider Kian Watts has taken the second stage of the Tour of Southland from Invercargill to Lumsden. Sam Jenner has the leader's orange jersey. Former Crusaders assistant Andrew Goodman has been named backs coach of the Ireland rugby team ahead of Saturday's test against the All Blacks and former mentor Scott Robertson. Rugby Australia are reportedly considering loaning ex-NRL star Joseph Suali'i back to the Sydney Roosters in 2026, in between next year's Lions tour and the 2027 World Cup. I'm Raylene Ramsey. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update tomorrow morning from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.